Hello, teacher, and read chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6. The Search of the Cleaner.
The search for the cleaner. The following morning, Toby met Rory Rudd in the UN building. The door of the locker was clean, Rory said. There were no fingerprints present. Somebody had a key, used it, and then cleaned the locker. We're looking for a cleaner. Or another interpreter, Tobin said. He called Doug. Go down to the interpreter's rest room and talk to the cleaner, he ordered. Take somebody with you. Find out about that locker. An hour later, Doug and another agent, Russell, were trying to talk to the cleaner. Did you clean around these lockers yesterday? Russell asked. The Portuguese cleaner didn't understand the question, so Russell asked him again. The cleaner shook his head. I wasn't working, he said slowly. Yesterday, Jamal worked for me. Russell looked at his papers. God, Jamal, he said. He lives in Crown Heights. The two men left the UN. Soon they were in Crown Heights, running up the stairs to Jamal's apartment. They knocked loudly on the door.
In the following morning, Tobin met Rory Rudd in the UN building. The doors on her locker was clean. Rory said there were no fingerprints on it. Somebody has a key used it into the. Then they cleaning on the locker when they're looking for the cleaner. Another interpreter, Tobin, said he called Doug. Go down to the interpreter's restaurant and tell to the cleaner to order. Take somebody. What do you think are about that locker? An hour later, Don and Mother Agent Russell were training to the tell to the cleaner. Did you clean around their cleaning yesterday? Russell asked the Portuguese cleaner. They didn't understand the question. ¿Qué pasó?
Listo que le subas la temperatura al horno porque
Tienes que presionar ahí los botoncitos.
pero no entiendo.
Solo tienes que presionar ahí, presionarle 450 y sube la temperatura. ¿Dónde me quedé? A ver.
Otra vez.
So Russell asked him again. The cleaner shook his head. I was working, he said slowly. Yesterday Jamal worked for me. Russell looked at the paper. Had Jamal, he said. He lives in Crow Hen. The two men left in the UN, so they were on the Crow Hen. Morning, they started to the Jamal apartment. The cock and the lock in rolling on the door.
The well-dressed African opened the door and looked calmly at the two agents. He wasn't wearing a jacket, and he was holding a rifle in his hand. Doug showed his security card. Secret Service. We want to talk with Mr. Jamal. The well-dressed African smiled and shook his head. He doesn't understand English, Russell said to Doug. Doug tried again. He showed Jamal's picture to the African. Does this guy live here? No, not here, the African says. He opened the door. He wanted to see you. Doug gave the card. Tell him to call this number, soon. The agents ran down the stairs and out of the building. The well-dressed African smiled again, closed the apartment door, and threw the card onto the floor. Back at the UN building, Sylvia was upstairs in the interpreter's lunchroom. She picked up a newspaper and looked at the front page. There was a story about Kuman Kuman in New York.
In New York, okay. The well dressed African opened the door and locked calmly. The two agents, he was wearing the jacket and he was holding a towel in the hand. They were showing the security card. Secret Service, he said, but they want to tell why to the Mr. Jama. He well dressed African man and shocked on the head. She doesn't understand English, Russell said to the dog. Those turned again. He showed Jamal picture of the African. Does this guy lives here? No, not here. The African said he opened on the door. You want to see? You want to see? Those have in a car. Tell agent to the car this number son. The agent ran down the stair out of the building. The well-dressed African smiled again, closed the apartment door and there the car onto the floor. Back at the UN's building, Sylvia was upstairs in the Enterprise lunchroom. The picture of the newspaper unlocked on the front page. This was a story about Kuman Kuman in New York. Kuman human.
A man of the people who now
Takes the bus.
the bus. Sylvia had a plan. She threw down the newspaper and ran to the door. When she reached the doors to the UN building, a woman stepped out in front of her. Ms. Broom? Sylvia turned, surprised. I'll take you home, Dot said. As they climbed into the back of the Secret Service car, they didn't notice a man watching them. He was unshaven, and his eyes were red with tiredness. His long dark hair was dirty. Told is sometimes difficult, Dot said. I'm sorry, he's having a bad time. Sylvia didn't answer. The car window. He lost his wife. Did you know her? Sylvia asked.
Okay. Suddenly, Sylvia had a plan. They threw down the newspaper and they ran to the door. When they reached the doors on the UN building, a woman spat on the front of her. Mr. Broom, Miss Rowan, Sylvia turned, surprised. I'll take you home, Don said. I'll discover into the back of the Secret Service car. They did and noticed a man watching them. He was unshaved and his eyes were red with the tiredness. His long dark hair was dirty, even sometimes difficult. That said, I'm sorry, Hers, I'm having to the bad time. Sylvia this answer. She was looking out of the car windows. He lost the wife? Did you know her? Sylvia asked.
She knew the answer. Are you her? Sylvia asked. She turned quickly and looked at Sylvia. There was a long silence. Then she said, sometimes. The car stopped at Sylvia's apartment and she got out. She smiled at Dot, ran up the steps into the building. A few minutes later, she was sitting at her desk when the phone rang. In the apartment across the street, Dot listened to the call with both and King. Hello, Sylvia said. Sylvia, it's me, Philippe. They spoke quickly in French. Then Sylvia put down the phone. She picked up her coat and left the apartment. I'll follow her, King said. Sylvia ran into the street and climbed onto her motorcycle. King got into his car. There was a lot of traffic, but Sylvia moved quickly through it. King couldn't follow her. He called Dot. I lost her, he said angrily. He drove through the streets, and then he saw her.
She was a dancer. Are you love this hymn? Sylvia asked. She don't turn quickly and looked at Sylvia. There was a long silence. She said sometimes. The car stopped at Sylvia's apartment and she got out. She smiled at Dot. They ran up the step into the building. A few minutes later, she was sitting at the desk when the phone rang. In the apartment across the street, Don listening to the call team agents Levis and King. Hello, Sylvia said. Sylvia, it's me, Philip. They spoke quickly in the French. When Sylvia put down the phone, they picked on the car, her and left the apartment. He followed her, Ken said. Sylvia ran into the street and climbed into the motorcycle. King out this car. There was a lot of traffic, but Sylvia moving quickly through the queen car followed her. The calling, don't I lost here, he said grimly. He drove through the street and then he saw her. Muchas gracias, teacher, and muchas thank you for listening my read and the next chapter 7. Bye.